In this video, we're going to create a sleeve that wraps around a boat rack system. The sleeves helps to prevent damage to the bottom of your sailboat. This is great for lasers or sunfishes and others.
I'm Matt Grant with Sailrite, and we're going to do a really simple project that highlights the use of Sailrite's boat blanket material. Boat blanket is a soft protective material made out of solution dyed polyester, and it's excellent to create wraps around items in order to protect either the item that you're wrapping or whatever you're going to have up next to that item or on top of that item. What we're going to do today is we have several small boats, sunfish laser type, that sit in a lake on basically pier post lifts. So we put pier posts in the water and then a crossbar member for the bow of the boat and one for the stern of the boat, and then when you're done sailing you pick the boat up and you put it over the top of the crossbars, and that's how you store the boat. Some people put a PVC pipe over those crossbar tubes in order to help protect the boat, and it does work pretty well, but not nearly as well as creating a very soft protective surface like we're going to do with the boat blanket. So all we're going to do really is create two wraps, one for the forward crossbar and one for the aft crossbar, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. We start by doing some calculating. In this particular case, I've got bars that are approximately 3 inches in diameter, maybe 4 inches in diameter with the PVC pipe over top. So we're going to take 4 inches, multiply it by pi, which is 3.14, and that will give us the circumference around that tube, which is roughly 12.5 inches. Now, because our sleeve has to wrap around itself and overlap, we need to add at least an additional inch, and just for safety I'm going to add 2 inches. So that gets us to 14.5, and let's just cut our sleeve at, say, 15 inches in order to make sure that we'll make it around easily. Before we measure that 15 inches, let's straighten this edge of the fabric, and I'm going to do it from this edge. So we're going to line up our T-square with this edge of the fabric and get a 90-degree here, and then I'm just going to use a white grease pencil in this case to score a line all along this edge, and I'll move my ruler down. Now we want to go 15 inches in, and this is just a scrap piece of boat blanket, but that's all we need for a project like this. Mark the 15 inches here, mark it here, and again. And now I just need to line up all those marks. Boat blanket can be cut with a standard pair of shears, and doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be wrapped around itself. So I'm just going to slice this off. Alright, the overall length of my crossbar is somewhere around 70 inches, and I'm at 72 inches here with the full width of the material. But I don't want to end up too long, and I didn't measure it exactly, so we're going to cut off just a little bit. We're going to make it 69 inches just to be safe. So I'm just going to mark this end and truncate the end just a hair. We don't need any hems on the edges, just a raw cut here holds up pretty well. So my finished length will be that full 69 inches. I've cut this piece off, but I just want to show you here generally what we're doing. Really all we're doing is we'll take this piece of material and we're going to attach Velcro to one surface of the material, which will be the underside here, and then when it wraps you could change the diameter of this depending upon how much you overlap the wrap. So this is our Velcro, and this is really just going to be sewn here to the underside right along the edge, and then when we wrap it around you can see how if that Velcro was sewn there it would stick really well. So let's start the sewing process. Okay, now from that discussion where we were looking at that little chunk we cut off, you know that I need to flip this over because we're going to attach the hook side of the Velcro to the top surface, or to one long edge of our wrap here, and I just want to run it right along the edge. Now I'm going to use our professional sewing machine here, but this could be done with a home sewing machine, basically any sewing machine. Even though this material is fairly thick, it's really quite simple to sew, and we're rarely ever sewing more than one layer of it plus something on top of it. Every once in a while you might want to hem it, but still it's thin enough and light enough it's easy for a machine to penetrate. So I'm going to trap my threads, and this machine is a three-step machine, so I'm only going to put one pass of stitches down it. I'm going to run a reverse here real quick to lock it really well. If I was doing a straight stitch, I'd probably run the stitch down both sides of the Velcro. The nice thing about this project is it really doesn't have to be done that well or carefully. You can just sort of zip through it. If I really wanted to do a nice job, I could use a basting tape to hold the Velcro in place while sewing. Just reverse a little bit there at the end to lock it in place. And once I get some scissors here, we'll cut that. And you can see I've got a nice stitch on the back side. But basically, when we wrap this around our tubing, we're going to have a nice sleeve that will protect the surface of the boat. Next, we'll take that out to the water and show you what it looks like. So this is the pier post support and crossbar assembly that I was talking about, that we will put the Sunfish boat on. And as you can see, we've got the PVC pipes over the crossbars. Here is our boat blanket protector that we've made. And basically, all that you do at this point is make sure all the Velcro is loose. And we're actually just going to wrap this around tightly and secure the Velcro as we go. Now that will provide a fantastic level of support for the boat when we roll it back up here, which we're going to do right now. That makes it a lot easier to slide the boat onto the crossbars, and the padding will protect the bottom surface of the boat. So very simple project. It works out extremely well. Keep your boat's bottom in great shape for a long period of time.